Are you looking for some inspiration for your succulent garden? In this video, I am going to show you an outdoor garden surrounded by beautiful and colorful succulents. This is Vina. She takes great pleasure in her succulents. This is her beautiful rustic-themed succulent garden. She's been collecting succulents for almost 5 years now. A hobby that started when they bought their house in Buena Park, California in 2016. During that time, the garden was mostly bare except for some roses. Her fondness for growing these plants started when she was thinking about what kind of plants to put in her garden. She wanted plants that did not require much time and care. Vina is in the real estate business, a volunteer at church, and like most of us, still takes care of the family after work. So she's looking for plants that are low maintenance. Luckily, she was given a bunch of different succulent cuttings by her clients, and she also got more from her friends and relatives as gifts. Over time, she has accumulated a lot of succulents. She has mature jade plants in the ground already growing like a bush. She has a huge cacti too, and they all started from small plants. Despite her growing collection, she makes sure that her garden remains organized. This huge aloe that started from small cutting given to her by a friend from church has grown so much. She enjoys their beautiful blooms each year and has given several cuttings to friends already. There was a time when she was so busy that she neglected her plants. They were still alive, of course, but over time they have grown so much. So she would spend the whole day trimming her succulents and then give away her cuttings. She has not only made her friends happy, but she has also influenced them on this hobby. Because most of her succulents were given to her, Vina also wanted to pay it forward. She believes that the more you give, the more you'll receive. And indeed, the more she gave, the faster these plants multiplied. Because of course, the more you trim these plants, especially during spring, the more they would grow more sprouts. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she stayed at home most of the time. So she spent most of it in her garden, where she created more arrangements. Her style of succulent arrangements is more rustic. To appreciate the beauty of the plants, she makes them the focal point and not the containers. So she uses natural pots or planters. She would use wood and drill holes in them and use them as planters. As you walk around her garden, you'll see her artistic flair. As you pass by her front yard, this is what you'll see: some of her colorful succulents. And speaking of colorful succulents, if you are interested in growing them, check out the link I have for you in the description below and find out if you too can achieve their beautiful colors like Vina. Although she enjoys creating projects by combining different species, she also plants most of them in individual pots to encourage them to grow more. Her succulents are beautiful. Some of them are still blooming, and when they're done, she trims them when the flowers are dry. If there is a problem, she never gives up. Like for example, this Ionium. There was a time that she thought that the plant was already dead. But regardless of what she saw, she still planted them in the soil. And when the weather became favorable for its growth, the plant woke up. Look at how beautiful they are now. During that time, she wasn't aware of their dormancy. She learned about it when she watched a video from Chopstick and Succulent's YouTube channel that featured dormancy in Ionium. If you want to watch that video, I will leave a link in the description below. Vina even has an infirmary. This is where she puts her plants that are sick or are infested with pests and nurses them back to health. This is her Graptoviria freddis that got infested with bugs. She nursed them back to health and now they have slowly recovered. She does not want to be too extravagant with her hobby. She tries to be resourceful when it comes to her planters. She'll be the first to tell you where she gets them from. She gets her planters from thrift stores, antique shops, garage sales, and even from her neighbor's junk. Stuff others would throw away, she converts into planters like this one. This is her wheelbarrow planter, and she got this planter for free. A friend wanted to throw it away and she asked if she could take it home. Look at how these plants are beautifully displayed. She uses baking pans and has also planted in strainers too. She has several projects waiting for her. This frame is for her vertical planter. This was picked up from her neighbor's junk and her husband turned this into a planter for her. Her plants are healthy and colorful. Like most succulent lovers, she too is fond of rosette-looking succulents. Thank you, Vina, for sharing with us your beautiful succulent garden. I hope this video will inspire you to create your own.